Our main challenge is that every year there are people that are food insecure. This is largely because we are in a country where our agriculture relies mostly on the rainfall. So it's largely rain-dependent agriculture, rain-fed agriculture. We haven't explored opportunities to embark on meaningful small-scale irrigation, let alone put to good use the available water resources. There are a number of areas where we are getting it right. First is that as a country, we are able to attract international organizations and development partners to support development of the industry. So in terms of getting the much needed support, we are getting right. There is a lot of investment going into the agriculture sector. So in that sense, we are getting it very right. Where we are not getting it right is where we are being narrow-minded in terms of our focus. We are not focusing on sustainability of the different activities that the country is pursuing. For example, the affordable input program is not sustainable at all. So how are we going to sustain that program? It's very good, but the question is, how long are we going to subsidize? We can do a lot of things, but in the absence of meaningful donor support, we'll be back to zero. The other area where we haven't been able to do very well is our attempts to diversify. There's limited diversification. We still have a lot of farmers that are focusing on one thing, yet there are opportunities for them to do more than what they're doing now. We also haven't done well in terms of making the agricultural industry attractive to young people. Because we are still focusing on very old and outdated technologies. The youth of today wouldn't be attracted to a hand hoe. They need something better. Hence the need for us to explore opportunities for small-scale farm mechanization so that the agricultural industry can be attractive to our young people. That's why you note that when you go to the communities, most of the people that we call smallholder farmers are very old people. Young people are trekking down to towns and cities to look for alternative means of survival. We are happy. There's a lot that we are doing in terms of climate change adaptation, building resilience. At the same time, we're also focusing on sustainable food production. We have a clear focus on agrobiodiversity policy, issues to do with the market success, women and youth empowerment. So we have done a lot over the past decade or the past 10 years or so in Malawi, and our contribution is very clear because we have always been focusing on smallholder farmers. That's our point of entry. So there are a lot of success stories coming from the communities where we have been working. Farmers are able to tell complete stories, empirical stories about their socio-economic status. They are able to tell that before they started working with the Development Fund of Norway, they were living, for example, on a single meal in a day. Now they can afford 3 meals. Some were just focusing on consumption. Now they can harvest more than what they need for consumption. So they have excess, which they can sell and raise the income to support and meet their basic needs in a household. So we have people that are developing programs for the youth, but the youth themselves are not actively involved in the development of such programs. In our case at Development Fund of Norway, we have been working on a number of programs in Malawi, and in all those programs we've made it a point that the youth are central to our programming. So the youth are involved from the idea generation stage, and this is what the government and other players in the agriculture sector in Malawi are missing. I would also like to mention that the youth are in majority in Malawi. So leaving the youth behind is a very unfortunate development, because what that means is that the country is leaving behind a very important and strategic component of our population. So the youth need to be central to everything that is happening in the agriculture sector. We create an environment where the youth are seen to be central to all programs that are being developed in the agriculture sector, because as of now the youth are regarded as an afterthought. So the programming is done in the absence of the youth, and they're only incorporated midway or at the end of the program. This is something that needs to improve. In addition to that, we need to modernize agriculture to make it attractive in the eyes of the youth. The things that we are clinging on, like the use of the handheld hoe, that will not attract young people to participate actively and meaningfully in the agriculture sector. So we need to explore means and ways of how best we can modernize agriculture by way of introducing small-scale mechanization, so that the youth can produce more even on a small piece of land, because the land is still a scarce resource in Malawi. So I strongly believe that small-scale mechanization will help the youth, because the youth will be participating in different value chains within the agriculture industry. So what will be happening is that some youth will be mechanics to fix the machines. Some youth will be the users of the machines. Some youth will be on the production front. Some will be just on the marketing front, where they will be selling the agriculture produce. So if we can explore a number of value chains and make meaningful investments by way of introducing machines, that will be in line with the processes that we are undertaking to ensure that we don't pose ourselves to be a danger to the environment. That will make a huge difference. The other area will be farm diversification. There is a lot that can be done in the agriculture sector, from the livestock front to crop production front. So if we can show that the agriculture is not just about maize, there's a lot more that can be done, and that there are several opportunities there. I think our youth will start believing that being in the agriculture sector is a full-time job and not just a pastime event, as is the case now. Last but not least, we should also make sure that we don't leave young people behind, because they are a strategic constituency. They have the energy, they are very creative, and they always want to try new things. So this is a constituency that we can take advantage of to make sure that we grow the industry in a meaningful